It's 4:52 in the morning. I didn't go to sleep. We have an early flight, heading out to the 5th Annual Leadership Summit. See you there.
He's got this passion for the people who work there. Their families are the most important thing to him, because if their families aren't happy, then they're not happy. If their families need something, he wants to help to provide it.
As a science, we need to continue to prop each other up and unite each other, not break each other down. I see a real pattern of that in applied behavior analysis, that we quibble over jargon and words, and we turn people off. It's horrible, some of the stuff that can happen. And my point for bringing that up is it doesn't make people feel safe to take risks and study a field when, if you're new to the field and you see a bunch of people bickering over the terminology used, and sometimes even using the ethical sword to wield against someone for their own personal interest, instead of using it for what it's meant for, to keep people ethical, that's a concern. It doesn't make you feel safe to take risks. It's not going to make you feel safe to start a business. I love entrepreneurs, and the one thing that I love the most is the one thing that I have a little bit of control over is being able to empower each person in different geographies, in California or Maine or Florida or wherever. The fact that they can grow their own organic thing, just give them support, the resources, give you the encouragement so that you feel confident, not break you down and criticize you for using the wrong terminology.
Leadership is the process of influencing others. And so this article has it's a behavior OBM framework for leadership, and it talks about leadership in two ways. That we view leadership in our science as a verbal response class defined not only by phonetic form, but also by its functional relationships, which of course makes sense to us as behavior analysts. And that leaders emerge when their behavioral repertoires coincide with the structure and features of the environment in which leadership is required. So what are some common characteristics of leaders? 1, ethical values. Effective leaders behave with integrity and thus are trusted by their followers. 2, effective leaders ensure that they have a value proposition that helps to create a positive culture. It helps to create long-term sustainability of the organization and functions primarily on positive reinforcement. Execution skills. Effective leaders make things happen, even when it's hard. Communication skills. Effective leaders are clear and concise, and they listen. And they are willing to confront adversity and solve complex problems. And they have great culture building skills. Cultures are more influenced by their leader than any other single factor.
I think back to the very beginning of my career when I had a female mentor in my first job coming out of my master's program in education. I got a job at a school for people with autism that did applied behavior analysis, and this mentor was there with us in any trench we encountered. She opened the building in the morning, she closed the building up at night, and she was there that whole time thinking through individualized programming with you. She was conceptualizing behavior change procedures and communicating that to you in a way that I, as a new behavior analyst, could understand and then implement. She was generous with her praise, and she was honest with her corrective feedback in such a way that you knew that you were both in it to create positive behavior change for the students. And that was pivotal for me. She shone a light down a path that I could see myself following because she walked it with me. And that kind of authentic mentorship, she was a woman, she was a mother, she was a wife, and she was an amazing behavior analyst. She was the most brilliant mind that I had met to date, and so creative. And the benefit of her mentorship, I still feel today.
Yeah, it's two things that are most important: the people and the culture. That's all that matters. People and the culture. You got to get those things right.
These trips, they are so full of positivity and team building, from the time we get off the plane to the time that the conference is completely done and over with. Everyone there works together regardless of what role you came there for. So whether it's media or registration, or you're a speaker, or just to help set up the whole event, everyone works together so diligently and so well. And it's like one big family, and it's easily become one of my favorite weekends of the year. I really look forward to it.
It was inspiring seeing the people all engaging. Is that a hiccup? What was cool was people asking about, on a live Facebook stream, they were like, "Where's Sweet Tea? Where's Spidey?" It's the Spider-Man.
I thought the women's panel was great too, though.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, they were like
That was
running
awesome.
shit. They were running shit. Heather Cooper kicked ass.
She did.
Heather Cooper's badass.
It was really awesome seeing them each explain their perspective.